Hey guys, got a lot of stuff to get to this morning. I want to talk about pruning peppers, yes or no. What do I have to do to get them to be a good size and keep on producing? I'm going to get the peppers out of here along with the rest of the tomato plants. Still got the white fly issue, and I need to get that resolved before I start the fall greenhouse, the fall winter. I can't go through another winter dealing with white flies, not starting out with it anyway. But before I do any of that stuff, I gotta pick all the peppers off of here and clean up the leaves on the bottom of the base of the plants so you can see exactly what they look like. And let me get that done. I'll be back with you shortly. Here's a real quick look at the peppers before I start picking. Load it down. Real nice. Beautiful. That's pretty. Rest of them back there. I got my tubs lined up right here. Let's see how many I can fill up. Now that's a nice little mess of peppers right there. I got those 4 tubs off of what I had here in the greenhouse. Some decent sized ones in there. Ain't nothing wrong with that pepper right there. Plenty of them. They're not the big stuffing size, but for cooking, canning, freezing, dehydrating, whatever you want to do with them, you can't beat those things. And right here, you notice these are a little bit bigger. I went down to the lower garden and picked some of these. These are my Camelots right here. There's some real nice peppers. I've been seeing that lady out there in Tennessee, Misty May, showing off them great big bell peppers she got out of the garden. That girl got some monsters out there. So I had to go down and pick a few of mine just to let her know I'm getting there. One thing I would definitely recommend though when it comes to peppers is put some cages around them. Everybody's seen these little cheap 3-ring cages. They'll do fine for the smaller ones. If you've got an opportunity, you know you've got enough growing season to where they can get bigger, you can go the next size up. And I would even go with some of the little 39-inch hog wire, doing something like that. So these branches, they get so heavy when they get loaded down. This thing right here will just break off real quick. Nothing to it. Okay, I went ahead and pulled the bottom leaves off of several of these peppers just so you can see what the base looks like. I had been asked, do I prune them, what I thought about it, and my response would be, from my experience, that pruning peppers would not be necessary. It would be kind of defeating the purpose, given the fact that they are such slow starters. They don't really kick into gear till it gets real hot. So if you went and cut them back and made them start back again, pushing out new branches on the side, that kind of deal, you'd be slowing up the process, and you'd probably end up with less production than what you would get otherwise. These right here, I have never pruned them, and you can see every one of them bushed out on its own. Every single one went ahead and did the splitting process on its own. This great big old tree right here, same deal. The only thing I can, or reason I could see for pruning would be if you had started it way too early and knew you couldn't get it outside for a while and were just trying to cut back the height or something. But as far as trying to increase production, I think what you need is time and warm weather. I don't think cutting the plant and making it shoot out more stems on the side is going to speed up that process. So now we know what the base of it looked like. We know what the top of the plant looks like. We know what kind of production we got. I wonder what the root system looks like. You've heard me say it, and other people too, as far as planting tomatoes. Go ahead and put them down in the ground, because you'll get root growth along the stem. And from time to time, people will tell you to do peppers the same way, and I always say no, you can't. And so I'm going to show you right here why you don't put peppers so far in the ground. Looking at this one plant, this is what's left of it after I pulled it up. You can see where the soil line was right here. Down to here, there's nothing. This is where the original root mass was, and when I planted it, I probably got it a little bit too deep. I shouldn't have put it that deep. Should have been right around here where the first node was. I went up to the second one. That may have had something to do with the fact that this plant never really did much. Same thing with the one right next to it. You can see where the root ball was, and this much was below ground. I got nothing. Same thing with this one. You can actually see that when I planted it, these were the transplants that come out of the 1 gallon pots that I originally started with, or 3-quart, whatever they were. And you can see where I had the soil line up here, and I actually put this thing in the ground, and I got nothing. And this was the 3rd plant that was right on the corner, and the little small one just never really did much, and that may have been part of the problem, the fact that I had it too deep in the ground. Another very interesting observation is simply the size of the root ball. This is one I just dug up right here. Didn't have a whole lot to it. Very, very small. This one right here came out of the grow bag. Look at the number of roots on it and the bottom of it as compared to this pepper right here. I'm not sure why the one in the bags would grow so much better roots than the ones that were in the soil, but apparently they did. That's something to take into consideration next time. This is the root system from that red rocket, a little determinate tomato. Let me go hose this off real quick. I'll show you what it looks like. Now that is a healthy tomato root system. Down here would have been the original base, and all of this grew out roots. And I wonder why that plant kept going, and she kept on going, was up green, looking good all the way to the very last day. And that's why. Look at the root system on that thing. That is nice. And I think if you go back to one of the videos I did working around the greenhouse, part 1 or part 2, you can see where I planted this, and I was doing it with a post hole digger. I dug a deep hole and set this thing, pretty far down in the ground, and that's why you do it. Absolutely beautiful.